Good morning. Good morning. My lips were stuck together there for a second. Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the live stream. My last day being banned on TikTok with the live stream. I don't enjoy going on my personal TikTok account. So my last day being banned in my TikTok live stream. Happy Labor Day to everybody on in the United States at least. I don't particularly enjoy holidays other than Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving because I don't take them off. But then the stock market's closed, and I'm just sitting here twiddling my fingers like, I want to do something. Let's do something. But today's probably going to be another boring day, a slow day, just like every other weekend day. And it's all good. Good afternoon, Lavi. Hello, Unique Birds. Good morning, Rockfort and Luis. Hello to, why do I labor on Labor Day? Yeah, I choose to labor on Labor Day. I never take Labor Day or Memorial Day off, you know? It's just, I enjoy working. I don't want to take another day off. Like, if I take a day off, that means I'm going to work at home and all that stuff. So good morning, John and Lena and JN. There's no such thing as a day off. Thank you, Dave. Oh yeah, yep, love the shirt. GS Dave, thank you for the shirt. This shirt like fits me really well. It's like one of the best shirts I've ever had. Pendle, will we make some X's from Pendle? Yes. Hello, Sam. Hello, Ollie. How's it going? Milas, I'm doing well. Yeah, so we're pretty much where we left off on Friday. Crypto went down, and we're pretty much right back where we were on Friday as soon as the CME markets closed. And you know, CME, I'm assuming, is open right now. I don't know how they do with Labor Day, but it's just there's nothing different. Nothing has changed since Friday. So what are we going to talk about? This is my first live. Do you trade Bitcoin during this live? I do not. I trade on my mobile phone, so I do not trade Bitcoin during the live. Afternoon, Ajit. We made sure to get quality shirts, not just cheap ones. Yeah. What do you think about Matic being converted to Pol? I haven't looked into that yet. I'm not. I can't say I'm excited about change in crypto. Change generally reeks of desperation, and I'm not ready to be desperate with Matic, you know? So I think Matic is fine. It's just altcoins are down. A lot of them are back down to their bear market bottoms. Let's take a look. I've been waiting, guys. Yeah, let me talk about something here with the candles. If there is one thing, if you are looking to getting into trading, let me tell you one simple thing that if you follow this rule, this is not a you always do this kind of thing, but if you follow this one rule, you will save yourself a lot of trouble, okay? So do not go long unless stochastic is bottomed out on the daily. It's under the blue zone here. Do not go long unless stochastic is below this dotted line on the daily. Let me flip my screen on TikTok. So you can see I expanded stochastic. Stochastic here. Do not go long unless you see stochastic is below this dotted line on the daily. That's number one. Rule number one. And then also do not go short. And you should long and short, okay? Do not go short unless you see stochastic RSI in the overbought section. So do not go long unless you see it in the oversold section. Do not go short unless you see it in the overbought section. And then the other thing that I would say is do not go long. So two things, do not go long until you see a green candle on the daily chart and stochastic overbought. So you could see a green candle on the daily chart, but stochastic is not oversold. Stochastic is not oversold. But don't do that. You see that green candle there from August 16th. Do not go long on that green candle because stochastic is not oversold. Go long on this green candle from August 7th because stochastic is oversold. And then do not go short. Go short on this red candle. You see the first red candle there because stochastic is overbought. So that is just the foundation. That's just one rule. Okay? I'm looking for other things. I'm not just looking for that. But if other things are lining up, like you have your crypto entry at a price point that you think is a good price point, but it's not matching these other things, the stochastic being oversold or overbought, do not go long or short. But look for other confluence, look for moving averages, look for levels, but like have that be your number one rule. So what I'm looking for with the Bitcoin long is for a first green candle here because stochastic is oversold, a first green daily candle, but I don't want that green daily candle to be right after the daily open. I want it to be closer to the daily close because anything can happen to turn that first green daily candle red. Okay, so that's just your first rule. That doesn't mean that you're going long on that first green candle. So anyway, there's lots and lots of other things. Lots and lots of other things. And then this is a Heikin-Ashi candle. This is not a regular candle. Heikin-Ashi measures trends. Regular candles measure days, just whatever. So Heikin-Ashi is what I'm looking for there. I read somewhere that just before the bull run, cryptos such as Matic do this for a fresh chart. Unsure how true. Amir, I don't know. I have not heard that before. Good night from Australia. Hello, Adnan. Where do I find this chart on TradingView? This is just a Bitcoin chart with Heikin-Ashi candles. Thoughts on Ton? Ton's been scooped up a lot lately, and it could go down more than other altcoins right now. I would not buy Ton right now. I would buy it if you're interested in Ton. I do like Ton a lot. I'd buy it towards the end of the month. Thoughts on Sats? Are you talking about 1,000 Sats? I'm assuming you're not talking about Satoshis. Let's see. Lagging indicator don't work. Learn institutional order flow and be ahead of the indicators. Listen, what am I saying? I'm not saying that this is your only rule. I'm saying, especially for new traders, this is your first rule. Let's see. Any thoughts on Noble? Man, I want to be buying Noble blocks ahead of the potential move up in October. So I'd be buying Noble blocks now, just knowing that it's either going to be flat or down, most likely. And Arrow, same deal. Arrow, let's see, Arrow. It might have lost support over the weekend. Yeah, it did. So now what are we doing with Arrow? I mean, it's still at a higher low. Still at a higher low. Thoughts on Wolf now? Man, all right, good time to buy in. I'm still saying I'm not buying Wolf. It's just too risky. I'll get to Aave. Give me a second, man. It can go lower. It can still go lower. Is this for Arrow? Let me draw some kind of a trend line here. Maybe. Oh, I did a horizontal line. Let me get to a trend line. Maybe we've got something here. Don't take this as some kind of hard and fast rule, but maybe it's gonna hold that trend line. But September, we just got to get through September, man. Thank you for that lightning bolt. All right, so Aave and then ICP. Aave. I mean, the Aave chart does look strong. It is continuing to put in higher highs and higher lows. So that's good with Aave. Stochastic is oversold. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Heikin-Ashi. All right, so Heikenashi's not showing us anything in particular that would say, based on that rule that I just gave you, buy Aave right now. And again, you know, this green candle, that was not, that could have been a green candle that you could have bought. So, I mean, it's not the only thing, you know, but this may be, it may be good for an entry soon with Aave. Luckily, September's only 30 days. Yeah. Did he create a new TikTok name? No, I have a personal account. It's Alexander Jamal Costa, but Alexander spelled like Alexander Dumas, Alexandre. So Aave's close. Let's go back to regular candles. Aave looks really strong. Looks a lot stronger than a lot of other altcoins right now, at least. ICP, $7.30, still in a downtrend, man. We got to break through this downtrend with ICP. Now, it's another one that did not put in a lower low in August. So maybe there's some hope here with ICP. It's really just in an indecision point right now. So XRP, have you looked at AOS? Yeah, AOS is just falling, man. And big on ICP tiers. All right, guys, I'm live on YouTube, World War Bitcoin. I'm not going to be able to keep up with all these questions and comments on TikTok. But if you head over to YouTube, World War Bitcoin, I am live there. And I've been making, every day, I've been making these 10-minute videos that are just kind of summaries of different things. I'd like to say they're pretty good. XRP, ooh, okay. Let me go back to Heikenashi again. Not quite. Not quite there. But you can see XRP is bouncing off of its 21-week EMA. Maybe it's going to hold that. I tend to think it will. So good entry on XRP potentially here. And the 200-day simple moving average. Maybe we'll have surprises, and September is going to be good with us. All right, so I mean, here's the thing. You know, I'm more of an economist, and I pay more attention to economic factors. And we have next CPI reports coming out. What is it? I think it's next week. Yeah, it's next week. Next CPI reports coming out next week. Next unemployment reports coming out. And I tend to think if those are, I mean, I'm assuming the CPI report's going to show inflation going lower. You know, even lower. And so, and Lavi, I know you pay attention to the blockchain backer. So he said this in his other video. He's not estimating, he's trying to throw out a scenario where we just kind of go along with different fractals from previous bull runs. And what if we got better than expected unemployment and inflation just continues to go down? Maybe that would provide some kind of a pop to the market. I'm really nervous about the idea that they would lower rates by 50 basis points. I think that's going to spook some people. So I'm hoping that it is a 25 basis point decrease, which right now, according to the CME Fed Watch, is a 69% chance. So that would lower, obviously, if we got positive reports. What do you think about VOW project? Is it good or a scam? I have no idea what VOW project is. Okay, September 11th for the CPI report. What's the news on the HEEHEE Discord? I missed your last space and heard it was being launched yesterday/today. I messaged KB. It's going to, the launch is imminent. Like if it hasn't been launched yet, which I'm assuming it hasn't, I had an insane weekend, so I haven't been able to keep up. But it is imminent, and I'm going to most likely make an announcement video in the Telegram group today, and then invite links will be sent to people throughout the week. So that's coming. And if you guys haven't heard that, the HEEHEE Premium Discord will be launched this week. If you don't have, if you have 20,000 HEEHEE tokens, that's all you need, which right now that's like $30, maybe a little bit less than that. And that's way better. I mean, the content, I'm going to be a lot more active in that. I'm just making some random tutorial videos in that Discord right now, but I'm going to be a lot more active in that when the premium Discord launches to the public HEEHEE holders. So yeah, that was a little bit delayed by the fact that man, I helped a friend on Saturday chop down this tree. It was one of the most exhausting things I've ever done, and it was really hot outside. So near green candle today. What's up with your TikTok channel, LeBron the GOAT? That's hilarious. I didn't know that anyone knew about that. One day a long time ago, I decided to try to make a TikTok account, a satire TikTok account, making fun of people who are blind LeBron James fans, and just going like all out in the insanity of like, oh, LeBron is if Mike Tyson and LeBron James, if LeBron James got in a fight with prime Mike Tyson, LeBron would definitely win, stuff like that. And then I just gave up on it because it was stupid. I'll occasionally like throw out some random video, just that's all. It randomly showed up on my FYP. Yeah. Yeah, sure. No problem, Amir. LeBron the GOAT. Man, you know, the funny thing is there's this thing that I didn't even know existed called 200 view jail on TikTok. And in my videos for that channel, which I've made like 10 videos ever, they get insane engagement. They get really good engagement for an account with 100 followers. So I'm tempted to like actually keep doing that. It's just I don't want it to distract from anything else. All right. So near protocol. You know, are we going to put in a high or low? I'm assuming we will, which means near might be at a good point right now. Again, I'd wait for a green candle on the Heikinashi. What do you think is going on, Alex? I'm so in red. September. Watch my most recent video on my personal, or not my personal, my World War Bitcoin account, which my live stream is banned until next week. So, guys, I'm seeing a lot more commentary now on Bitcoin. There's two different streams of thought here, and this is really important. Some people look at this chart and say it's the bull flag of all bull flags, and you could make a case for that, because that's what a bull flag looks like. Especially if we went to the weekly, that's a bull flag. But bull flags don't break to the upside every time. So some people are speculating that this is a bull flag. Other people are speculating that this is the end of a distributive top according to Wyckoff distribution, and we're going to go lower. I disagree with that. And the reason why I disagree with that is because, and I feel like a broken record saying this, the spot Bitcoin ETFs have raised. It was a one-time shot, an injection of raising the floor higher than what people are thinking. So according to my calculations, Bitcoin, if it wasn't for the spot Bitcoin ETF, would right now be around $35,000, maybe even a little bit lower than $35,000. And so people are calling for Bitcoin to go to $44,000, which is the yearly open. And they're saying the same thing that they've always been saying. We always revisit the yearly open. They're calling for Bitcoin to go to $44,000. They're saying, some people are saying that we're going to the 30s because they're not accounting for the fact that the spot Bitcoin ETFs have raised the floor. And this is, and guys, I don't even know where I can point you. It's a TikTok video that I made a year ago. I made all of these calculations showing you guys where Bitcoin's price would be if the spot Bitcoin ETFs existed at that time. At that time, Bitcoin was $30,000. And according to my calculations, which I believe have turned out to be very much on point, Bitcoin would have been at $53,000 at the time that Bitcoin was at $30,000, if that makes sense. So Bitcoin was at $30,000 a year ago when I made this video. According to my calculations with the spot Bitcoin ETFs, if they had existed at that time, based off of how much Bitcoin I thought they would accumulate, Bitcoin's price would be at $53,000, would have been at $53,000 at that time. So Bitcoin is right now, like with all that factored in, if you remove that, Bitcoin's just a little bit, twice as high as its previous bear market bottom. Anyway, and then September is historically a bad month. The best September that we've ever had was a 6% gain. And then the worst September that we've ever had was a 13% loss. So it's not like the worst September. If we don't have the worst September, or if we match the worst September, we're going to be 13% lower. We're going to close 13% lower than where we are now, or where we opened the month at. So 13%, what is that? $7,000 lower 50, something like that. But I don't think we'll close that low. Guys, again, I'm live on YouTube, World War Bitcoin. I've been spending too much time answering some questions. I'm not going to be able to answer every question on TikTok. Looking at certain indicators here, MACD, stochastic, regular RSI still. This is on the weekly. Regular RSI can still go lower. It communicates to me an October move higher. And October is historically a good month. I'm quite convinced that October, no matter what happens in September, October will be a good month. So if September is a good month, October will still be a good month. If September is like the worst month ever, October will still be a good month. Will Johnson says it's over. Are you really saying it's over? Thoughts on sushi, or is it dead? Sushi's not dead. That's all I'll say. Altcoins are pretty much where they at their current levels that they were at in 2020. Yeah, 2020. I saw some news that we will see 100 basis points until the end of this year. Is it bullish or bearish? If they cut 100 basis points by the end of this year, to me, that's a communication that they're seeing some trouble on the horizon. So, the more aggressive they cut rates, the more I wouldn't say panicking, but the more that they're seeing the reason to cut rates. HNT, I see a question about HNT. The chart looks bullish. I already looked at that. Not today, but I looked at it yesterday. With the way Powell is, there's more chance of a hold on rates than a 50 basis point cut. This Fed is super conservative with decision making. I would be shocked if they didn't cut rates. If they didn't cut rates, it would be because like something really, really bullish, some super bullish catalyst for the stock markets happens. Like maybe unemployment just like plummeting. Could you run through some beginner's rules for trading Bitcoin? Watch the beginning of this live stream. I already did. All right, let's see. Do you think your live streams will get to 1,000 views this year? I tend to think so. Yeah, my TikTok live stream. Solana, okay. What's up with Solana? Did it get to the 120s at one point? It's funny. I don't pay attention to the Solana chart because, it's just Solana's the gas for my other transactions, Oh, please tell me. Oh, man. Please tell me it didn't get to 126. No, okay, it didn't. So I have this level of support's just been holding for how long is that? For 8 months now? 6 months? 6 months. 126. That's been my thing. We've had several wicks below 126, but this level has held really well. So, yeah, 120s. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin just having a MACD cross in the middle of the bull run? The last time and the only time that happened was right before the COVID crash and 73% dump. Yeah, COVID crash was a black swan. So a lot of people are comparing this to 2019, 2020. And I think that's an apt comparison in some regards. But like, 73% dump before the COVID crash. So is there a scenario where we just continue to grind down, but we don't like have a COVID crash type thing, because that's a black swan. And then finally at some point we have that big bull run, maybe, but that means that we're early 2020, which means like, early 2020, when did things heat up? It doesn't work in a lot of ways. So I think it's going to be, I think what's coming is a market maker pump. Like a lot of people comparing this to 2019. Okay, so we're just going to grind down, but the market maker pump brings Bitcoin to $80,000 and gives us some kind of alt season and then a dump. And then we go along with 2019, 2020. Which means that things bottom out towards the end of 2025 or middle of 2025, something like that. It feels way too long to be distribution. That's how I feel, Dave. The distribution top in 2021 was 13 weeks. How many weeks has this been so far? We're going to count. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. This is week 27. Distribution tops for crypto, for Bitcoin. You could say distribution tops take longer for stocks. But not for Bitcoin, man. This would be by far, I mean, the longest distribution top we've ever had was 13 weeks. Not, 27 weeks is, that doesn't happen. Is Wolf cooked short term? Long term, during, when things get exciting again, I could see Wolf making a comeback. Is it better to have $500 in 40 alts or $1,000 in 20 alts? $1,000 in 20 alts. People are adopting? What do you mean? If September is a red month, should I sell some 2 to 3x coins and come back off at all at the end of the month before profits get wiped? That's a dangerous game to play, JN. I know September is a red month or it's flat. I mean, listen, yeah, here's the problem. Like I said, the worst September of all time was a 13% drop. So it's not like September is blood red. It's just September is never amazing. It's never good even. September's just flat, historically. So what are you going to do? You're going to sell and then hope to get a 13% drop or something like that? I would just hold on. I'm buying, Will the market dip way more after rate cut? We don't have much to base things off of in terms of what's going to happen immediately after the rate cut. In 2007, the market pumped really hard for 2 months after the first rate cut. When are you selling your altcoins? Somewhere between 2 to 4 months after the first rate cuts. Unless the market just does like that 73% drop, which I don't think it will. September DCA month, that's my plan. October every October has been good except for the 2014 and 2018 bear markets. Except for those two, every October has been positive. And then 2022 is the only October that's been less than a 10% gain. I mean, people have been asking me for that information. Let me look up. I don't remember Bitcoin monthly. Yeah, okay. Bitcoin monthly returns chart. The same amount of time after we go above the line should put a local bottom September 18th. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting. All right, so first of all, quarterly returns, Bitcoin quarterly returns. Fourth quarter is historically the best quarter, and plus 88.4%. And then first quarter of 2025 is historically the second best quarter. So who knows? Maybe we will peak in 2025. I'm thinking 2024. But then Bitcoin monthly returns, September is, man, it's really hard to see for me. I'm assuming it's hard to see for other people as well. September, like from 2016 to 2024, every September has been red except for last year. Right now we're minus 1.23%. But then October, 28.52%. The only single digit gain was the bottom of the bear market in 2022. 5.56% in that October. 39.93% in October of 2021. 27.7% in October of 2020. 10.17% October of 2019. 47.81% in October of 2017. 14.71% in October of 2016. So I think it's reasonable, and I think October will be a good month. It's not going to be some exception. I'm still very bullish on Pendle. I no longer have a bull run price. No matter what happens in September, I'm not selling in September. Because October, worst case scenario, is that we just plummet in September. Let's say we go down to the 200-week simple moving average. I would still expect October to be a rebound month of some sort. But I mean, I'm expecting September to close in the 50s, in the $50-something thousand territory. So then October, I would expect at least a 15% gain. Why don't I have a Pendle price prediction anymore? Because my price targets are toast. $80,000 Bitcoin and then some move in altcoins for 2024. 2025, I am convinced, is going to be a bad year. And then 2026, after rates bottom out, and hopefully in 2025, after that, I'm mega, mega bullish, which some people are starting to wake up to finally. So let me show you something else. The crypto gurus on X. I'm not checking out Banana Gun. Stop it. Stop spamming my live streams. Oh, wait, that's Damien. Sorry. No, I thought, never mind. There were people spamming my live stream last time I went live on YouTube. All right, where is this? Oh, I really want to find this. Oh my goodness, you post too much TXMC. Bobby A, here we go. Elio Trades. So here's the thing. How many followers does this guy have? 700, a modest 750,000 followers. Here's the thing. Elio Trades, this guy, I'm not too familiar with him. Do I follow him? I do. Okay. I still don't follow. Oh, wait. Elio Trades is a pretty significant trader. No, never mind. I'm getting him confused with somebody else. Yeah, but what's Benjamin Cohen saying? He's wrong. He was right about Bitcoin dominance, and he got a lot of heat about that. But all right, Elio Trades is finally up to speed with what I've been saying for a decent amount of time. So here's the thing. If we don't break out here, we can start to categorize this whole run as an extended 2019, which would mean a very, very extended cycle, which means we go higher for longer than we ever really hoped, maybe deep into 2026, aka super cycle. He's saying we'll get wrecked in the end of 2024, then we'll start in 2025. Okay. Benjamin Cohen can say that. He's entitled to his opinion. I am saying similar to the end of 2021, a market maker deceptive pump that gets everyone excited. Everyone saying we're to the moon. It's time. The bull run to end all bull runs. Caution gets thrown to the wind and people get absolutely destroyed holding into 2025. And then very, very extended cycle, which means we go higher for longer than we ever really hoped. Well, not really, because 2025 would be rough. But then deep into 2026, Bitcoin well over my price target of $155,000, excuse me. You know, any number you throw out, you say $500,000 Bitcoin at that point, I'm in. I'm not giving a $500,000 price target. I'm with you. Every Q4 has been bullish except for bear markets. There's no reason we shouldn't. Especially if Trump wins, which I think he will. I'm 50-50 on that. All right. If they cut 100 basis points in 2024, won't that help increase the M2 money supply, which is bullish? Let's look at historic M2. Because you would think that's bullish, but what we need, I think, is not what we need, but what it will take to kick off that big bull run is something like COVID, which was a huge increase in money supply. So you can see, I mean, money supply just gradually increased from 1959 to 2020. Sorry, no, from 1959 to 2022, M2 money supply only went up. It was either up or flat with very little downward movement until 2022 when they decided to do quantitative tightening. So M2 money supply can go up and things can still go down, which is what I think is going to happen. But then eventually M2 money supply is going to go much higher. And somebody pointed this out. You can't see it on this chart. So you can see the degree of incline being relatively the same for several decades. And then 2008 coming and the degree of incline increasing rapidly. And so what somebody pointed out, we're still early on in 2024 here with M2 money supply going up. But what we're seeing is an increase in M2 that's even more rapid than what we saw from 2008 to 2020, which means, you know, these people calling for the stock market to dump by 50%, which I was kind of on that train once. It's like, that's very unlikely. There will be scary moments for sure. But you can see M2. You can see the Dow Jones just going along with M2. That's really all it's doing, aside from the COVID crash. But you see that big move up there, the big move up in the Dow Jones. That aligns entirely with that massive move up in M2 that we saw from March until 2020. It's almost tick for tick. And then, you know, when was the peak? End of 2021, they anticipated the peak and then quantitative tightening, and then M2 is starting to increase again. So it's very, very highly correlated. But Bitcoin is not. It is also correlated with M2, but not as correlated. So anyway, total market cap went down to 0.5 fib from August bottom to August top. It's not over just getting liquidity for the pump. Okay, I see what you're saying. It's not over, comma, just getting liquidity for the pump. Would you be selling all of your crypto? I've seen a lot of influencers saying they will sell it all. Yeah, that is the goal, right? Because most cryptos will go down 90% from whatever they peak at. But like, that's not reality. I would love to sell all my crypto except for Bitcoin. I would love to. But the chances that I'll be able to confidently exit all of my crypto, it's so low. My goal is more so to exit 90% and then transfer like 20% of that 90% into a trading account so that I can long and short. So I'll never be entirely out. There's money to be made in every direction. Let's see. In July, I thought it could be distribution, but when we had that run back up to 70K, that made me super bullish because that pretty much confirmed it was not distribution. I think I'm with you on that, Crayon Dave. Guys, I'm only going to say this once. I am only going to say this once, and I don't want any follow. I'm not answering a single follow-up question. If you happen to see an advertisement where I talk about erectile dysfunction on TikTok, just swipe up. Just swipe up. Okay, let's move on. What's your outlook on quant for the long term? I don't think quant's dead. I'm not touching quant anytime soon. Not touching it anytime soon. Hard times make hard men. I'm with you on that. Okay. What? Yeah, I'm not answering any questions on that. I'm not answering any questions on that. I will say, all right, my wife's pregnant. I have 6 kids. It is not a thing that I have a problem with. All right, and that's it. No more. If you didn't sell in March, better hold in this last bit. Sure, yeah. I did sell some in March. Guys, what is your render price prediction for October? I think, for October. Yeah, it'll make a comeback. AI is probably, it's the most difficult thing to hold right now because it pumped so hard, so it has further that it can go down. Now, I do think this August bottom was the bottom. You know, so maybe 425, maybe that's your entry. But it could go lower. Oh, congrats. Yeah, no, guys, yeah, I've been open about that. My wife's pregnant. She's like 16 or 17 weeks. I don't pay attention anymore. Interesting, your price targets look close to mine. Let's see. Wave 3, top November, 77 to 87K. Wave 4, bottom, from April 25 to September 25, 38 to 48K. Wave 5, top, somewhere 2026, around 150K. Yeah, we're very close. I would say that my bottom is lower than yours and my top is higher than yours under that scenario, Tommy. Trump will get sentenced to his already guilty 34 verdicts on September 18th, Black Swan. Will he actually get sent? That would be... All right, I don't know what to think about that. I don't think he's going to get sentenced. I haven't heard anything that would say that would communicate he's going to get sentenced. If that happens, I'm going to ask you because maybe I'm getting a little too crazy. But maybe I'm just gaslighting myself. Does that kick off Civil War II? I mean, probably not. I would guess not. I don't know. I think like certain people would be furious at that. I mean, I would be really upset. I would be upset for sure. I'd be scared. Like I would be fully convinced that it won't. All right, Pac says it won't. I would be fully convinced that we're just done. We're done as a republic or whatever, you know? Trump will never touch jail. You guys are crazy to think that'll happen. I mean, so I'm just reading a comment. I'm with you, luxury cigar reviewer. Will the next alt run be the same as March or higher? If higher, how much? I think a new all-time high for the total 2 crypto market cap. So that's a decent amount higher because the total 2 just did a retrace. Yeah, I heard about proposed unrealized tax. I don't think that's ever going to pass. Like the lobbyists will not allow that to pass. I'm quite convinced. So here's total 2. All-time high in November of 2021 at 1.71 trillion. Right now we're at about half of that. So I'm saying, can't we just get along? I'm saying at least a 2x in the total 2 crypto market cap. Is it possible that this September will be bullish since we're getting a rate cut? Yeah, it's possible. That's something that hasn't happened in September in Bitcoin's history. So we'll see. When you said you will move it all into the dollar when you sell, what will you be putting it into as to the dollar? I'm not sure I understand what you're asking, Billy's Box. When you said you will, so I'll cash out. I hope to cash out, but I'm not going to be holding into the dollar for all that long. When Euphoria, I've been red for months. Small pumps that seem promising. Back to my entries. Then more dumps. Don't answer, just ranting. Okay, then I won't answer. How about Jasmine? Jasmine is getting close to the bottom of its range. Jasmine ranges pretty well. So it's close to the bottom of its range. You can see, I mean, false breakouts there, but Jasmine has just been ranging. I don't think we're going to see a breakdown of this range. It almost hit the bottom. So it's close to the bottom. I like buying Jasmine right now. I mean, it can certainly go lower, but I wouldn't expect it. It could wick below. I wouldn't expect it to go below the bottom of this range here, which is 0.01708. Arrow, I already looked at Arrow. It lost support, but it's not going to put in a lower low than its August 5th bottom. Let's see. What do you think about ICP? Yeah, I already looked at that. Still in a downtrend. Why should people be selling Earl at 80s? I'm not sure what you're saying. What is max for XRP? I could see XRP exploding at some point. I have a $3.02 price target at some point. All right, sentence gets an immediate stay. Thank you, Rafal. Render $60 to $100. We'll see. Did you mean 2 trillion market cap? 1.7 trillion is the all-time high for the total 2 market cap, so that doesn't include Bitcoin. So 2 trillion, maybe it'll go to 2 trillion. Bonds or something like that because holding actual dollar, yeah. Can you check Zero Swap? I'll go to Coinbase or Coin, whatever it is. Guys, again, for those on TikTok, I'm live on YouTube, World War Bitcoin. I can't answer every question on TikTok. I can on YouTube, though. Zero Swap. That's ZRX, right? Oh, you know what? I think I have that on TradingView. Let me... Oh, no, I don't. Never mind. I don't know anything about this. $626,000 market cap. I mean, I'm gonna have to pass on this one. Pangolin. Still in a downtrend. New low. I think again August 5th. I sound like a broken record when I say this. August 5th was probably the bottom. I mean, what do we do here? I mean, could you say it's broken the downtrend? There really isn't a good downtrend line to draw. I just wait for it to put in wait for it to... I don't even know what to say here with Pangolin. Sometimes the charts just don't tell you anything. This chart is not telling me anything. Arc block price prediction. I don't have one. Arc block's too difficult to predict. Ethereum predictions. $5,000 to $6,000, something like that. Ondo buy-in target, missed my 58-cent target. Ondo looks like it's lost the range. Just in a downtrend. Maybe it'll go down to this 236 retrace. Maybe this is one of the few that sweeps the lows. 51.4 cents. I don't have a price prediction for Pangolin. HEEHEE 20x possible. I need to be careful. I mean, that's a no-brainer as far as like, is it possible? Meme coins will have their time, and when they have their time, they will absolutely explode. Level of conviction for a good Q4. Very high. My only concern is if we were to have a terrible September, maybe what would happen in the fourth quarter would just be a retrace and not new all-time highs. Have you checked Pendle? Pendle's not doing too bad right now. You know, broken through the downtrend, retesting that downtrend bottom. You see it get on that trend line. That's a buy. At some point, it'll break through 338 here, and it'll break through with a vengeance. So, what are your favorite indicators on TradingView? Stochastic, moving, all sorts of moving averages. MACD. LCX, same deal with LCX as I've been saying. It's the same thing over and over again. 11 cents. It's flatlined. Broken through, retesting. I don't think it's going lower than this 236 retrace here. 11 cents. V-shaped recovery still on the table. It is certainly still on the table because we have not yet swept the lows. The only reason why I would say it's not on the table is if we did come and sweep these lows. So, you know, V-shaped recoveries take V-shaped or sweeping the lows. It takes a month and a half or so to play itself out. Heard you say last week you thought Ondo would pump sometime in September. Could you talk about why? I don't remember giving a timeline for when I thought Ondo would pump. Ondo was one of my top 10 August buys, so maybe that's what you're thinking about. Ondo, those top 10 August buys have done pretty well. Ondo is one of the few that hasn't. I don't know anything about Spell. And I don't have the chart on TradingView, so I'm not going to look at it. Mantra DAO. I know nothing about Mantra DAO. Do you agree Q4 will be based on Trump/Harris win with either all-time high or lows? I think a Trump win is bullish for a short period of time, and then we'll enter a recession. I think a Harris win, crypto can still do its thing. I don't think a Harris win is the end of the world in terms of stock markets crashing or things like that, or crypto markets crashing. I just looked at Render. Do you think Casper will crash in the bear market till close to current price? I think it'll go lower in the bear market. Thoughts on visiting 50K, 54K before backup? Anything's possible. Let me look at the fibs that I have drawn out here and see what we're looking at. So, man, you know, I should have went long. It didn't quite get there. The 382 fib here from swing low to swing high has been holding very well. So we've had 3 separate moves down to the 382 fib. Oh, did it get there? Yeah, look at that. Oh, that was the time. That was the time to buy, to long it. That was overnight. That's why I wasn't paying attention. So your question was 54, right? 54K. That's the 236 fib. It could certainly do that. I mean, I am encouraged seeing this 382 hold. I don't have a Goldfinch price prediction. If you want professional charting, join Calvin Hill. Okay. Are you that's fine. Yeah, do that. AOS is falling right now. I'm not going to look at it. I think that is where I differ. I think we will likely sweep the lows. That might be hopium, though, because I have powder on the side. Who knows? It's definitely possible. Do you still think DAG will reach your prediction price? Again, Bush, I don't know if you've heard me say this. I'm going to say it again. I made a video on YouTube a few weeks ago. My price targets are toast. They are either too low or too high, with very little in between. So 2024, no. DAG is not hitting my price. 2025, no. Can it happen in 2026? I'm very bullish after rates bottom out and after the money printers turn back on. At that point, could DAG get to my price target? It's possible. I think some will not, even under that scenario, and others will. Shift Network, I don't know anything about it. Their role in a global regulated crypto industry, a World Economic Forum affiliate. Wow. I did not make a price prediction on ENS. You seem to like ENS Mozart. That's cool. I'll add ENS to the chart. Or to my trading view. So, there's some positives here. Man, it's held up a lot better than a lot of other altcoins. I will say that. Maybe you're right. ICP for this bull run, new 2024 high. That's all I'm going to say. All right, Flux predictions. I made a price target video on my YouTube channel, but my price targets are toast. We can look at the Flux chart. Yeah, ENS will do well when ETH goes up, most likely. Flux. I started watching this TV show last night. It was very interesting. And some of you, I'm sure, have watched it. It's called Twin Peaks. It's from the late 80s, early 90s. I've never seen it before. All right, it's broken its downtrend. It's probably not going to retest that trend line, and it's probably not going to put in a lower low. I'd say Flux is a really good one to look into getting right now. I don't think it's going lower than this blue line. Landwolf is still a falling knife. Money printer prediction, I would assume 2024 before election and send crypto sky high. I have a very different perspective. I think it's going to be another year before they really turn on the money printer. PlayDAP. I'm sorry, man. I know nothing about it, and I'm not going to add it to TradingView. So I could BS for a little bit on by going to CoinMarketCap, but I'm pretty tired of doing that. Oh, yesterday was a great entry on on Tau, just the top of that box here, the swing pattern failure box. So it's close to bottomed. I don't think the DXY has broken a downtrend, no. Yeah, I'll check that out. I want to watch all of it. The first episode was really intense. I was looking at Floki. Oh man. Ooh. Yeah, ETH will outperform Bitcoin in 2024. Bitcoin's dominance is about topped out. Yeah, no downtrend break yet. I wouldn't quite touch Flux just yet. All right, guys. I'm sorry. I gotta run. It's Labor Day. You know, let me get through a couple more questions on YouTube here. You think Trump has a chance to save the economy to where printers don't come on? No. Trump will print. They're all the same. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna run. I see lots of. I'm getting tired and bearish. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna take a break from crypto. Come on, man. Just because I'm saying things that you don't want to hear does not mean I'm getting bearish. All right. Thank you, guys.